Wow. Look at this cute little sponge. You know him as the good guy. But really, he's one of the bad guys. What about this guy? And this guy? Could the entire franchise just be based around these two? And not this little sponge? And could we have been voting for the wrong person all along? Anyway guys, Handbow the game. Well, Handbow theories here. This is my new series that I'm starting up. It's where I do theories. So yeah, today I'm doing a Spongebob theory. Has absolutely nothing to do with Spongebob, pretty much. Has nothing to do with his really dumb best friend, or the Krusty Krab, pretty much. Well, it does have something with the Krusty Krab. Nothing really is Squidward. But, yeah, today's theory is around how Plankton is actually the good guy in the franchise, while Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, and Patrick are just the bad guys. Like, it's hard to explain, but let's just get into the story. So, we won't need SpongeBob or Patrick for this. So, according to some theories, like, when Krabs and Plankton were really young, they used to be, like, best friends. The bestest friends in the entire world. And then it said something how they started up their own restaurant as a sequel to a restaurant that had recently shut down with its Krabby Patties. So they opened up that restaurant again and sold Krabby Patties. And they got a lot of money from it. This is probably where Krabs and Plankton went their separate ways. Plankton told Krabs about how money you can use to buy stuff. But as you know, Krabs likes to value his money a lot. Yeah. So, what I'm assuming happened is that he gave up his best friend just for money. I mean, like, have you even seen, like, how much Mr. Krabs loves money? And look at Plankton. I bet you in the entire series, I have not... Well, there are a few episodes where I've seen it, but Plankton cares about 1,000 times less about money than Krabs. So here's what happened, from what I can assume through what I've watched. Yes, I still watch SpongeBob, and yeah, whatever. Alright, so Plankton and Krabs. This was even before the Krusty Krab even existed. Yeah, so no Krusty Krab. What happened is that Plankton tried Chum, and Mr. Krabs sticked with the Krabby Patties. They had a food fight. They tried to sell their food. Everybody hated Chum. Everybody loved the Krabby Patty. As an end result, Mr. Krabs was indeed the winner of the food battle. Plankton was depressed. He lost his own best friend just because Mr. Krabs here just loves money more than him. That's actually kind of depressing if you think about it. But then they go to separate ways, and then like 30 to 50 years later, SpongeBob was born. And yeah, he hides as a fry coat at the Krusty Krab, defends Plankton from trying to steal his Krabby Patty secret formula so he can make his restaurant just as good as Krabs. But is Plankton really even doing it for the money? What? Oh, oops. Like, Plankton is just... He lives a terrible life. That's why I picked a picture of him that looks distressed. Like, he literally built himself a wife. That's how stressed he is. Even though he may seem evil in the entire show, trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula from this crab, just think about it. He created a computer wife. He's made so many gadgets because he has nothing else to do. He lives the worst life imaginable. And as a scene from the most recent movie, Plankton literally hands Krabs a dollar. And what does Mr. Krabs do? Laughs, kicks him out, and insults him. Even though that little coin didn't turn out to be a real dollar, and Krabs didn't know that the Plankton he was talking to was a cyborg, but he didn't know that. He thought he was talking to the actual Plankton. So, yeah. Like, that's what he would say to the actual Plankton. And that's what he would do. Tell me you have not realized how much Mr. Krabs like money. I mean, like, Spongebob only gets paid like a few dollars a year. Because this guy just loves money so much. Unfortunately, Spongebob loves working at the Krusty Krab too much. And, just decides to keep on working there. Something gives me a feeling Squidward doesn't like working there. Yeah, but the story goes on. Like, they have a gigantic duel throughout the franchise. Then comes the end scene of the most recent movie. How Mr. Krabs, Sandy, Squidward, Patrick, hold on, I have to get everybody up here. Spongebob, they're all about to huddle. But Plankton steps out of it, looking at that secret formula. Just so tempted to steal it. Where is Plankton anyways? Hold on. I feel like he's... Plankton? Where'd Plankton go? Where's Plankton? We'll be back in a few seconds. Plankton was found. That's great. Plankton stands out in the hole, staring at the secret recipe for the Krabby Patty. And Mr. Krabs is really distressed and is almost about to cry about his business. But he's not crying about like his business or anything. He's crying about losing his money. And Plankton here, he just almost made his life. Like, he literally saved pretty much everybody in that final scene, where he threw away the pirate ship. It was gone forever. Well, I'm actually not sure what happened to the pirate ship in the end. Spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't seen the movie anyways. Yes, so, and then when he hands back the Krabby Patty, saying how selfish he was for trying to steal it, Mr. Krabs repays him with not even a thank you. And, like, no. That's unacceptable. This crab gave up his best friend for money. Then we skip ahead to when the Krusty Krab came into existence. And then the battle goes on from here. But Plankton's life is a distress. Now, the Nickelodeon series is about a yellow sponge who ends up with the happy ending, but the happy ending should really be for this guy. See you guys next time on the next theory.